being a simultaneous, and I'm going to endeavor to do the best I can to follow all of his games and record them and try to make some comments. He's playing a time control of 30 moves in 10 minutes, and right now I'm just loading up the games. They've all just started, so bear with me here. He's got a lot of games going. Good. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully I get them all and I don't miss any. Okay, let's try to see. I'll try to keep an eye on this. Okay, here he's playing black. Oh, he's playing both sides. Let's just run through this real quick. Try to make a useful video. Okay, Tory attack, pretty level. Not much happening here yet. Still in the opening. Okay, wow, look at that. Look at that white pawn. What's it doing out on e7? Mercy. How did that get there? Let's find out. Okay. Sicilian defense. Now, oh, I see how it got there. Black has blundered a piece, unfortunately. Well, okay, happens. Let's see what else we have. Okay, let's see. This game looks even. Let's run back through this. I just want to try to make sure I have all the games. Okay, so that's still pretty much out in the book. And let's, ooh, wow. Look at the white king. Mercy. How did this happen? Okay. I'm not sure what's happening yet in any of these games, really. Okay, so now doesn't white have the center fork trick? Knight takes e5? I guess that's what he does. There it is. Okay, that's how it happened. Okay, so the center fork trick. This should favor white because he gets the two bishops. And black's threatening an annoying mate, but white can cover that. Queen f3 should suffice, and in the long run, white has the two bishops. I've covered this center fork trick in a lot of my videos. Let's see. Come back over to this one. Wow, that's advanced. 12 moves. Okay, let's run through this. Okay, King's Indian attack. Symmetrical. Now he goes into English, kind of a Grunfeld. Okay. Game looks pretty even. Ace-6. Kind of an odd move there. Is it necessary? Is it better to develop? Where can you put this bishop? How about G4 or F5? Well, he's the FIDE master. He played it. Okay, so the game's even. E5. Interesting because there's a pin on the knight on F3. Okay, and now we enforce the pin. Now I wouldn't necessarily want to trade off this bishop of white's on G2, you know, with a knight takes, because it's his bad bishop. This is black's bad bishop on G7. And look, symmetrical. Let's do it too. So either side that trades the bishop, I think, is giving a little ground here. And okay, this is a good move. C6. The point being that white may be committed to having to trade that bishop off. Now let's see. Trying to get all the games so I can make a comment. Okay, let's see. This Dinah's attack. Oh, he's playing a candidate master. Good. So kind of a King's Indian attack here, slow play, nothing much happening here. And now e5 could become a target, knight d7, followed by queen c7. Okay, let's see, now we got this game here. Let's run through, back this up and run through it. I want to try to make sure I got all the games as soon as I get a little commentary on this. Let's see. Pretty straightforward and standard opening, not much happening here. Game's pretty much even. What might be one of these positions black can try to hang on to that pawn, but I don't know. This c6 pawn looks awful weak. White surrendered this, or black surrendered the center. White can not worry about, or black should not worry about, wait, I'm saying this backward. Black should not worry about saving that pawn. White should go after it, but at the same time try to continue his development, get e4, and get a decent pawn center going. who's going to develop their queen side first. Both have moved the queen knight, and that's all. So let's see if both sides can get their queen side developed. We'll come back and pay attention to that later. Are there more games? Appears to be all of them. Now let's see. Well, I have Donnie Brasco has a game. I don't remember seeing that one. Let's go this way. Well, he's got a lot of games here. Let me back up to here. I'm not sure, again, which ones I've seen, which ones. I don't think I've ever seen this one. Maybe I've got them all. Okay, let's see. E4, C6. Okay, Caricon exchange. Pan of attack. If black's careful, he'll equalize this. White accepts the isolated queen pawn. Black needs to get his development. This bishop on c8 is not doing him much good. So white gets some compensation for having an isolated queen pawn. And so white's got some development here. This is a threat now. Knight takes. There's no discovery picking up the queen, but there is now with this move. Now white can't, or black can't play. Knight takes d4. He's going to drop a piece because knight takes d4, knight takes d4, queen takes d4, bishop takes h7. Check. Hello, queen. So black plays here. Queen takes. Now black's trying to solve the problem of that bad bishop and get it on a long diagonal. Seems like black's equalized here. You know, I've given a few simuls, and you know, kudos to anyone trying one of these. It's when I try to make them, I make a video, and it's it's hard to keep up. Okay, French defense Tarrasch. Now in this, black is willing to accept the isolated queen pawn, but he gets his he solves the problem of his French bishop. He gets it developed. I don't think a queen trade is all that great for black here, simply because when you accept the isolated queen pawn, you need pieces on the board. And I remember in a game of, I think it was Carey's, there was a queen check given early, and Carey's opponent played queen e2, e7, and hopefully wanting a queen trade and a quick draw. And what Carey's did in that game was he kept the queens on the board. Now I don't see a way to keep the queens on the board. If black wants them off, I guess they're coming off. And the idea of keeping them on the board was black had shut in his king bishop, and because he had shut that in, black had trouble catching up in development. But I don't see a way to avoid it. So what should white do here? Well, the queen's guarded with bishop e2. You don't want to make an exchange that develops black's pieces. You want to make moves that develop yours. So knight f3 should be the move here. But he takes on e7. Okay, nothing wrong with that. You know, when you're in a simul, you got to move. You know, 30 and 10. The 10-second increment doesn't really mean much. With about 10 games going, you're basically playing 3-minute chess in every game. And now, but it's working out. You know, white's got to try to control this d4 square so that he can blockade it. Get a knight on d4 and blockade the isolated pawn. So white should be okay with this. Now let's see. Have I seen Donnie Brasco's game yet? Okay. Scotch game, Scotch gambit. Okay. I don't know all these lines. I know they're very tricky. Some cases, what is Max Lang attack? I don't remember all these names. Now, I guess we're awful close to the Joko piano now. The main line, let's see, bishop b4 check, knight c3. Yeah, the Moeller attack. Unless I'm missing something, that's exactly what this is, the Moeller attack. Okay, so I think was castles here. And then bishop takes e3. I think it's now d5 is the move. There's a lot of tricky lines. No, that's a mistake. You don't take on there. You play d5. But this is analyzed. Now, I don't remember the analysis to it. Yeah, it's one of these things that's been known for 100 years, and if you don't know it and play it, you can get into trouble with either side very quickly. Okay, so it looks like we're transposing kind of into it now, but you'd have to look up theory on this. I don't know it, don't remember it. I've played both sides of this before, but when, 40 years ago? And I gave it up. But anyway, white is gambits a pawn in the molar attack, and the idea is to have some kind of pressure and attacking chances. Let's just evaluate real quick. Black has the knight on the rim. You know, the old saying, knight on the rim is dim. How's this knight going to get into play? Well, it's not for a while. Black's queenside is undeveloped. White has some compensation. He might be able to double this pawn at some point because it's pinned, and there might even be a sacrifice on of the piece if g5, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, keep the thing pinned and give black fits, but nothing is guaranteed. That's where we've left off. Let's see, here's another game. You can hear lots of clicks going on. You know, this game is going, the simul is going very quick. I'm trying to cover all the games. Let's see, Donnie Brasco, okay, Kevin, or Nikolai, what's happening here? Wow, you know, I can't run through the whole opening every time. I can just have to make an evaluation here. H4, bold. Okay, white's indicating he wants to attack the black king. Okay, that makes sense. For the moment, the white king is kind of safe in the center. There's enough protectors around it. A lot of black's men are on the back rank. Black's may need to shift some pieces over the king's side. This knight on e8 seems a little misplaced. Why did he go there? Let's see. I guess he was planning to redeploy it. Maybe he wants to get it to c4, kind of a positional idea. Knight d6, c4. Then at some point there might be a sacrifice on b2, undermining the defender of this thing. What's the best way to meet a wing attack? Play in the center. It'd be interesting to see how black handles this. He's going to have to make some weaknesses in his position soon. You know, knight g5 is coming, and black's going to have to cover that mate. Maybe this pawn will run all the way down. You know, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens in that game. Okay, black's a pawn up here. Okay, so I'm not sure how he dropped a pawn. Oh, no, this is the game and the piece was lost on e7. Okay, white is winning this. Black's at least getting some development. He needs to finish his queen side. Okay, what's happening here? This looks pretty level. Let me think. Yeah, both sides have matched development pretty well. So that'll be a tough game to play. Ooh, look at that. Wow, just as I got here there was an exchange. Okay. White's ahead in development. White's got a great winning chances here. You know, double the rooks on the F file, put some pressure on F7 indirectly. I like White's chances there. Okay, let's see. This game is moving along. This is the one that had... Okay, White got rid of his good bishop, or got rid of... I was saying earlier, whoever trades off the bishop is, you know, making a mistake. I was saying, let's back it up and see how this transpired. So I was saying that White wants to trade his light squared bishop. He wants this exchange. So, but he's willing to trade dark squared bishops here if it comes down to it. So let's see. So knight takes, let's just take a look. Knight takes f6, bishop takes would be forced. Bishop takes, queen takes. So you can't do that. Now you're piling up on f3. Okay, so he couldn't do it. So what he did was correct. Okay, so knight e3. Now this is helping white out if black takes on f3, so I would keep that bishop. I would put it on h3 or e6. But he traded queens, and now he kept it. Okay. All right, so let's see. Now, for what it's worth, I think I like black here. Black's got his bishops are better than the bishop and knight. This knight has no outposts. And these pawns here, e4 and c4, are on the color of his bishop. And he's got to deal with this rook. It's been loose here as these exchanges are going. I like black here a lot. Yeah, black's doing fine. Now he forces a bishop trade apparently, so bishop takes, knight takes. Now the only problem in the black position is this pawn on e5. It's in the way of this bishop, but black has the bishop and he has control of the d file. He'll be able to plunk a rook in on d4 here momentarily. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Well, this is interesting. The rook file is opened up, so there's some attacking chances for black, but black doesn't have his development completed, okay? See, king is still in the center. This bishop isn't developed and is not going to have any scope. This pawn is doubly attacked and loose. Chances are white can win that pawn. Well, wait a minute. We were talking about this pawn earlier. Black can win this pawn. It's better to win a center pawn than a wing pawn. And black's okay here. Okay, so he's holding his own. Let's see what we have here. I was talking about this earlier. I said both sides need to develop their queen side. Who's going to do it first? Oops, I'm hitting the wrong button. I have arrows. You can't see them. They're beyond the window. If you log into chess.com, you'll see them. I hope I got every game, and I certainly apologize if I didn't. Let's see. Let me try to go through this and see if I missed any. Atisha, I got him. Donnie Brasco's game. Balagan BR, he's on. Let's see. How do you scroll? Oh, the wrong button I'm scrolling on. Okay. Got Balagan. We've got Hedgehog's game. Robbie 1969. Do I have that game? Well, let's find out. There, brought it up. No, I don't think I have that one. Let's run through it and see. Okay, C4. Kind of a Sicilian reversed. Sicilian dragon reversed, but position's opening up. Okay, so it looks pretty level right now. There's some pressure on C6. Game looks very even. Okay. You know what? Like I say, I want to try to make sure I've got them all. Hedgehog, Robbie. Okay, I got that. Steinitz, I have that game. PC Philho, I have that. Do I have this one? I don't know. Cameron Kazemi? I'm not sure if I have that one or not. Like I said, I'm trying to make sure I get them all here. I want everyone that played. He's going to do a better analysis of any game where if you get a win. Did he say a draw? I don't remember. I think he did. Okay, so Sicilian defense, Najdorf. Yeah. Okay, the knight c6 is one of the lesser played lines. Black has the option to play bishop e7 or even going for the poison pawn with queen b6. Or he had that option, but he chose knight c6. I mean, he has it in this position, not after knight c6. Black should be fine here. You know, usually this exchange for white doesn't really get him much. Black has this center pawn mass, and eventually black's going to get d5 in. He's got a little pressure on the b file. Yeah, there's d5. And now they're both opposite side casting, so whose attack's going to get there first? Somebody sent me a message. What's somebody want? Chat request. Okay. Yeah, he's playing the game. Okay. He's playing the simul. Yes, I made comments in your game. Okay, so let's see. Takes, push. That shuts the bishop off from c3. Whose attack's going to get there first? Yeah, here we go. These are fun. See, look, both sides. Now you threatened to. Well, you're not going to trap that bishop, but you're trying to open up the b file. Well, and white makes a sacrifice. Interesting. Is that forced? I don't know. White's giving up a piece. Wow. Black knight takes. You can go threaten mate, but then you just take this bishop with check. Black's a piece up, and white doesn't have any more minor pieces to construct his attack. Black should be winning this. Okay, let's see. Okay, he's asked me. I am not giving simul, but let's see, but am following FM Kevin simul and making a video. Your game included. Okay, whoops. Oh man. Can't spell. Yeah, I'm usually in a dim room and it's hard to see the keyboard. I do this by choice. Okay. Okay, there it is. Okay. Anyway, he's got his answer. I'll comment on his game in just a moment. Here it is. Let's see. Oh, look at that knight on d6. Knights are such fun to have on d6. Wow, white's doing great here. How did this all take place? I hate to back up on every game, but it looked kind of even. But boom, d6. Now, how I see. He's going to put. This is allowing white to get the bishop to a3 so he can trade it off. Wow, that's a powerful knight. I can deal with it with knight c8, but look at this black bishop. No scope. Now you can't play knight c8 now. You got to cover that. But white has at least an equal game. Tough game. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, Stein's attack. He did take the pawn on e5. Now the pin here can be blocked. I didn't mention it before. You can break the pin with bishop d6. Question would be, can white do anything on this e-file as a result of the pin? Let's see. Sacking costs a piece. The idea would be to follow up with d4, but can't do that because this bishop is on a6, pinning that pawn. So black looks fine here, at least for now. Okay, queen c7. Now white should definitely not take that that ugly bishop. Let black stew in his juices if knight c8, and then take the knight. Don't take the bishop. But taking the bishop wouldn't be bad either. Then this pawn becomes weak. So, okay, Stein's attack. Yes, he broke the pin. Okay, wow, this game's moving along. Okay, I was saying black was better here. I was talking about getting a rook into d4. Let's see, bishop g4. How did takes? Yeah, I have to cover the rook. Okay, centralizing the king is fine. I think nothing's wrong with rook d4 here. Dare white to give you a pass pawn. This pawn is now a target. Okay, I still like black there. Let's see. Centralize the rook. What else? Okay, this is the one I said to pressure f7. Okay, not much there. Let's see. Bishop. Okay, pawn to c4. Well, this is going to activate this bishop, and let's see. Pawn takes. You can take with the knight. You can take with the bishop. Probably better to take with the bishop, because if you take with the knight, black might just double up the pawns. Okay. Or you push by d4. If you push by with d4, black's a piece down. I forgot about that. Okay. So anyway, You have to remember that. What's happening here? There's the white attack, and I said the white king was safe for the moment. He did shove the pawn all the way. The drawback with that is black has locked things up. It's probably wise for white to say, my kingside attack went nowhere. I'm just going to castle kingside. Okay, Paristar, what's happening here? Game looks pretty even, but there's that isolated pawn. Black needs to blockade it. Knight b4. Okay, knight c6 to b4 with the idea of planting it on d5. This is the positional treatment. Okay, let's see. I think wherever there's yellow, it means the game is refreshed. Okay, white's occupying an outpost here. Black has the hanging pawns. White should be a little on the bishop. The bishop needs to come back to d7, methinks. White looks a little better here, although black has the bishop pair. But the hanging pawns are kind of a liability. Right now they're protecting each other. It's hard for white to make progress. Well, let's see, he played that. This just puts the rook on an open file. The game's defendable for black. It's awful tough in a simul to win every game. It looks like he's doing fine on the clock. He's basically playing speed chess. He has to. All these games. Let's see. Did I get all the games? Gosh, I forgot to check. I don't know. I just don't know if I got them all. I'm hoping I did. Okay. Black looks fine here. He's got the two bishops and isolated a pawn of white's. Now going to force a bishop trade. Black looks a little bit better here. Okay, let's see. This game looks like it's close to even. It's tough. Okay. White's down a piece. What happened here? At least is this the one where I was talking about an idea of sacking on g5 with the knight? Well, how did that knight get lost? My goodness. Because the Gioco Piano Italian game. He traded it. So white got rid of his good knight, and black found a way to get rid of his bad knight. Okay, so I'm not sure about that. A little trick. White thought he could take the pawn and attack the rook, but unfortunately now he's got two pieces on pre. Little Zwischenzug. But white's getting some pawns for the piece. Black should be winning this, but it requires patience. Okay, so here, that's a good, interesting move. I was thinking about how do you get a knight into both of those squares. That's just a wonderful way to have your knights, such great outposts. I would keep this bishop on. It's a good piece for black. I would retreat it to c7. Or consider playing a rook to b8 so that I'm on the half open file, and maybe I can generate some counterplay along the b file with a5 and a4. Is somebody else sending me a message? What's that? No, I don't think so. Anyway, okay, I was saying black looks a little better here. But it's close to even. Okay, there's that game again. Man, there's lots of clicks going on. Okay. White's opened up the file. Black did get rid of that bishop. Let's see what's happening here. Queen. Okay, yeah, I did say that move. And now instead of doing the blockade on knight d5, he opted to take here first. And yeah, it makes sense. And now he can still do the blockade. But it does give white some potential attacking chances on the G file. Black should be fine here. Okay, should be. It's a whole other thing. Okay, let's see. So this is the one. Okay, say hey, good. He did he did castle kingside. Remember I said his attack has gone nowhere. It's time for white just to say castle kingside and go from there. Well, boom, he did. Okay, so now that's a great bishop. Why would you want to get rid of it? Well, it's going to fix a pawn on. It's going to fix a pawn on the color of black's bishop. But then again, I was saying the white attack just kind of running out of steam. But it's a nice outpost for this knight. Threatening a fork. Now, is white better or worse here? Got to get rid of the threat on d7. White can kick black out of this outpost. And black does have a weakness here. But knight here. Now, what's wrong with knight d7? What am I missing? Is the idea you're going to play rook takes c3? What's wrong with knight d7? I mean, well, you can always... Yeah, it seems to be winning. Knight d7, what am I missing? I mean, rook takes, just move the queen, you've given up a pawn, and win the exchange. I don't know. But you don't have to. It's the threat's still there. Black gets some compensation. Okay, apparently this game ended, and it was the one where he dropped a piece, so I'm going to close this window here in a moment. This is the game where he dropped a piece, but at least black got his development going. But unfortunately, he's down a piece, and so resigning wasn't a bad decision. But the other games, as I recall, they're all tooth and nail. Okay, good. Activate the king. I was thinking about that, and black should be doing the same. Okay, is this game? Yeah, this game's still going. Hey, look, he followed my plan. He put the rook on b8. You guys are awesome. I don't know if my suggestions are right. I'm blitzing my suggestions to keep up with this, but I'm finding several people are playing the moves I'm suggesting. So if I'm right, and I don't know if I'm right or not because I haven't analyzed, that's your job, but if I'm right, good job all of you. Okay? That's what I like to see. I want to see everybody's improvement. Okay, it's the one where I said black should be winning, but he's got work to do. White has two pieces for the pawn. I guess black can get one back right now. Yeah, it's going to require care, but black should win that. Okay, let's see. Now this allows... What is he? Oh, it's a discovered. Okay, discovery. Ah, very interesting. I would, there's nothing wrong with the positional blockade on d5, but he didn't do it. Here, well, wait a minute. What about queen takes e4? Yeah, see, and there it is. So oops, somebody just dropped a piece. Ouch. Ouch, ouch. Okay, what does black have in mind? You get cute sometimes, and I'd do this too. You get cute. Black had a time advantage. What am I missing? What compensation does black have? Black has no compensation. Oh well. Good game. I mean, it was an interesting game. But anything can happen. Let's see what's happening in this game. Let's see. What happened to the black queen? This material imbalance. Let's back it up. See what happened here. Okay. Takes. Now, looks pretty level. Apparently he likes to play this formation. He'll give white the hole there. Okay, and there he kicks it out. Ah, there's a trick. Okay, see, black missed a pin, so he decides, well, I'll just give up the queen. I've got a rook and minor piece for it, but white should be winning this. Got to just go for attrition. Anyway, he's got his work cut out. Black's got some active play here, so it wasn't a bad idea to make the sacrifice. You know, you make your opponent work, and experience can often pull the inferior side through, simply because the other side's constantly under some kind of a pressure and they can crack. I mean, when I was new and I might find myself with a winning game against a stronger player, and they dug in tooth and nail, and I couldn't keep up. Okay, so what's happening here? Looks like White's got a nice hole on F6. There went a pawn. Black can keep it. White's trying to get that knight active. Black, looks to me like Black. Okay, here's Black's. Okay, here's the problem here. 27 minutes. Black, you're playing too quick. Okay, it's true your opponent's running out of time. It's true you've got a winning game, but it looks like the flag's going to fall here. Yeah, right here. Yep, there it goes. Black won. But don't try to run the simul, give her out of time. Yeah, you'll win, and it looks like you're close to having a better game here. But take your time. What's the hurry? If you make a blunder, he's gonna beat you. But good game, congratulations. It's blitz chess will kill your chess. Okay, you have an aptitude for chess. Learn to take your time. Okay, so that game's over. We're closing it, or trying to. Let's see. Hit the X, which you can't see. Okay, I haven't looked at this game in a while. What's happening here? Again, I hope I got all the games, and I mean, even when I played simuls, I sometimes would forget about a game and lose it on time with making 2 moves or something. It's not my. I think making a video will be interesting. I'm just doing it because I want to, and I want to help your chess. Let's see. So we got the Tarrasch, isolated pawn. We covered this. I said black solves the problem of his bishop. So White's going to have the d4 square to blockade with here. Could Black play d4 at some point? Maybe not. Sometimes the idea to do that is to liquidate the isolated pawn, but I think you might drop a pawn tactically because White could play bishop takes c6. But it's certainly interesting. Okay, maybe this is the game where he got the knights, try to get the knights into c5, and Black followed my idea. Okay, good, okay. There's the hanging pawns. Problem solved. We don't have any hanging pawns anymore, but White has some pass pawns. We better do something with them. Let's see. White's close to having a winning game here. You know, c4. Yeah, White's winning this. Okay, what's happening here? This is one where I said Black. I think that's when I said Black was doing fine. Let's see, maybe not. That was one where White played a bishop to g4 and forced the bishops off. This is just a different one. Let's see, f3, knight d3. But still, Black. I was saying Black. Yeah. Black. I was saying Black looked fine here. Activate the kings. Just play rook e1 here. No, he took. Why trade your active rook for a passive rook, Kevin? Well, you have a reason. Anyway, but White's solid here. And if the rooks are traded, White should be okay. Most of his pawns are on dark squares. So, White's got a little better game, I think. But I mean, Black has a little better game, but White's holding on here. White's okay. Okay, there's that game. I said he had some problems. Okay, I said Black. Okay, Black did take that pawn on c3. Well, work's cut out for you, White. Okay, let me get to the other side. I'm sure there's some games here I haven't looked at. Okay, Paris Star is up a piece. No, he's down a piece. That's because he blundered his piece on e4. And okay, oh, this game ended. I didn't close that. I thought I closed this one. What's it doing here again? Okay. Let's see what's happening here. There's that game. Okay. Chasing the bishop out. I would put the bishop on, where would I put it? We want it somewhere we can have some influence. G6 certainly looks safe. You might try F5, the idea to provoke G4, giving white a backward pawn on the open file and a couple of targets for that bishop. Let me go down to this side. Lots of games. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, white's down a piece, or that's when white's up a piece. Okay. Look at that knight outpost on E5. Well, black had some compensation on that E file, but it closed up. What happened? How do we close that up? I mean, closing it just I mean, these rooks are nice. You're stopping rook E1. I mean, closing it isn't all that bad, but that's where your rooks were. But then again, white has a passed pawn for what it's worth, or black has a passed pawn. It's interesting. It's an interesting way to play it. But white has this queenside majority. White's got time to regroup his forces, try to coordinate them, and then try to open up the board so the queen's power is seen. When you get the queen active, see. Ooh, ouch, ouch. Okay, somebody dropped a piece there. Okay, C4 had a discovered attack. Now white's advantage is queen for rook. Okay, white doesn't have to work for this anymore. I think I heard a click. The game ended. I'll get to there when I get there. Ooh, king and pawn ending potential. In which case black will win. Right? White can't force a pass pawn anywhere. Black will get 2. Okay, so Stein's attack. That was interesting. This is the one where... Wow. Okay. Black's got 2 pieces for the rook, and white's got a couple pawns in compensation. I like black here. Knight F3 check. How are you going to stop that? With Knight H2 or Knight D2. Knight D2, you're going to drop D3. Ouch! This looks like a good game for Kevin. Okay, this is the guy that sent me a chat. Okay, well that's a nice outpost for knight. He did the right thing. He kept his knight on the board. He didn't. I don't know if did white try to, or how did black get him out of there, out of D6, or did black win a pawn out of this? Looks like maybe black won a pawn. Let's go back a little bit. I'm trying to go back. Okay. Nope. Black was already up a pawn. Okay, I hadn't noticed that before. Okay. Oh, he gave up the exchange. My goodness, I just can't count. Okay, so white's got some good activity here. White's got to be winning simply because he's up the exchange, but black has 2 pawns for it. And those are good knights that black has. I don't know. I kind of like black here. Now I think about it, but it's a very playable game. The outcome's in doubt. Okay, Robbie, what's happening here? This was level earlier. It still is. Black has the ability to make an outside pawn majority. What's the old saying? When both sides have castled on one side, having an outside pawn majority is a clear advantage. Well, I wouldn't say it's a clear advantage. I would say it provides winning chances. And the whole reason is if you create an outside pass pawn, it can, at some point, as it advances, tie down your opponent's forces, thus freeing your forces to run to the other side of the board. And by the other forces, I'm specifically meaning a king. Get down to a king and pawn ending. The enemy, the white king here, would have to run, keep an eye on this passed pawn, the C pawn, while the black king infiltrates and starts collecting pawns. But one good thing about this type of pawn majority for the defender is that it's not going to be a way outside pass pawn. I mean, if you want an outside pass pawn, you want it on the rook file. Okay. Not always. There might be a case where you have bishops on the board and you want to make sure your bishop controls the queening square. But generally speaking, the farther outside, the better it is. I suppose a knight pawn would be ideal, because then your bishop, if you have a bishop ending, it won't affect it. And if you end up with a queen and pawn ending where you're trying to win with the queen before the other guy can promote his pawn, the knight pawns are a win for the queen. The rook and bishop pawns are a draw unless the king is close enough to assist. Okay, so let's see. Here we have a game over. Ooh, white was down a rook. Okay, good game. White sacked the knight on d5, as I recall, on this game, and I said he just didn't have enough for it. So, okay, let's do a quick run through. I said black was going to get d5 in. Here comes the two attacks. And does white have to give up that bishop? I don't think so, but see, even if c4, it does open up the file, but the bishops could be safe on a4. White could play a3, and if c4, bishop a2. Now the bishop has no scope, and b2 is in trouble, but I don't know. He's going to make an analysis of the game, so Kamran Kazemi, congratulations, and we'll see what you get from your game. I mean, from what he does for your game. Okay, stance attack. Wow, this thing's changed. Okay, it looked like black had some pressure. I was saying black had knight f3. What happened? Let's back it up. Okay. That's how he won the exchange. And here I was saying black's trying to get knight f3 in. How are you going to stop it? So he comes up with this move. Now you can do knight f3. What's black threatening? Or I mean, what's white threatening? He did do it. Okay. And you get this with check. Okay, so now black's a piece ahead. White has two pawns for it. Oh, ooh. There went the rook. Okay, but black has a discovered check. And yeah, run out of steam here. Unfortunate. Now I think just rook g7. No, wait, you got to be careful. f3 is still hanging. Knight h2 should secure that. Okay, looks to me like black blundered. Okay. If rook oh no, he didn't blunder. If rook takes, to see this queen is hanging. Okay, so the knight f3 idea just wasn't quite enough. The pin broke. Okay. So what black needs to do here is punt. In other words, regroup. Queen f8, perhaps. What does queen f8 do? Well, it secures the back rank. Maybe queen no, can't go queen f7. I don't want to lose the pawn on d5. But you know what? We can lose it. Queen f8. It'd be stupid to play queen takes d5 because you have this pin. So this was a position black probably needed to play queen f8. Anyway, here's the game that he won. He won this? What happened? Or no, he lost this. Okay, good job. Okay, why is he resigning? Because he's down a rook. Ouch. How did he get down a rook? Oh, okay, he gave up the exchange earlier. Let's see. Okay, so now he didn't take the bishop. Okay, f4, and I was saying the game looked kind of even because black has good knights. But ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, there was a pin there. So knight c4 just wasn't any good. This just walks into a tactic. So What can black do otherwise? You got problems on potential problems on c6 here. So you got to keep this knight here. This rook isn't developed. Time to develop it. Well, I'm sure you'll find out more when Kevin analyzes your game for you. Good job. Congratulations. Let's see. We're just trying to close this one. Okay. I remember this game. Let's back it up. Let's see. Kind of refresh this. There was the hanging pawns that black managed to get at the cost of giving white equivalent pawns, and there they go. Okay. White looks good here. It's going to be... See, black's only down a pawn, but it's kind of meaningless, this extra pawn on the king side. It doesn't translate into a useful pawn until you advance them, and that's a long ways off. Those two center pawns of whites are killers. Black's got his work cut out. Okay. For what it's worth, this knight is now pinned. I was saying black was winning. He should still be. He could play f5 and anchor that knight in. But that weakens g6. That'd be stupid and be fatal. What's white threatening? To pin this knight? I don't know. Maybe it's time to break that pin. Queen f6. That helps guard g6 and g7. Gets the queen off a potential pin. Okay, it's just an idea. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay, what's happening here? It's unfolding as we speak. Let's see. White's a piece up. Oh yeah, I remember this. Okay, that's the one where he got cute with knight e4 and dropped the piece. Okay, so let's see. Black's managed to get his king active. He's got to make sure it doesn't get mated in the middle of the board. You'd be surprised how many times stuff like this happens. Ooh, does he have to do that? Has black got some compensation? Let's back this up. Okay. Yeah, he's on f2 and the king's active. Good job recovering from dropping a piece. Let's back this up. Okay, white's a clear piece up here. What's he do wrong? He just started checking the black king right up the board. He's trying to mate or win something, and sometimes you can't do that. You can't activate your opponent's king like this. And so now he's shut off the diagonal of his bishop. Now look at that king. Unless white can do a mate here, black's got getting some counterplay. Yeah, see, okay, so now, I haven't talked about this. The two bishops are better than a rook, but black's got some compensation in that his king is so active. And now black has a passed pawn. White's going to have to get something going with his passed pawn here in a hurry. Okay, let's see what happens. See, look, there it is, a4. Now we can... now black's trying to get something going with his pawn. So it's interesting. It's double-edged. It could go either way. Makes it exciting chess. Okay, here's another game that ended. I think this ended. Let's see. No, I guess it's still going. Well, I'm not sure. Oh wait, no, it did end. I'm just looking for it here on my list. Okay, he dropped the piece and had to give up. Well, good job, Eximi76. Okay, I'm sure Kevin will give you a fine analysis of your game. Okay, Donnie Brasco, what's happening there? Okay, hey, look, he played Queen F6. Yeah, you guys, and nobody knows what I'm saying, because I'm the only one talking. You guys you're making me proud. Okay, here's a win. Ooh. This was the one I thought black was better in. What happened? Well, he's down a pawn on the king side. He's still down a pawn here. I guess I was miscounting. How long has black been a pawn down? Gee. Here I've been saying black's better and he's down a pawn. Well, oh well. I can't count. Can you? What happened to that H pawn? How'd that go? What's that click? Okay, so he takes on it. Oops. He takes and he takes. Now he's down a... no, not there yet. What's this tech? Oh, yeah, duh. There's rook's behind it. Okay. So here I've been thinking black's better and he's just down a pawn. And the master just traded him down. Here I was thinking black's better and he's down a pawn. My goodness. Okay, well, I can't analyze. Well, I can analyze. I just can't count. So the pawns are coming off the board. Black shouldn't be trading rooks. Should be keeping the pieces on, because now you know, oh, ouch, ouch, there goes the game. Black can still make white work for this. F5 was the wrong move. You just simply have to bide your time with the bishop. Okay, you're on this fine diagonal. Keep it going. Keep it there. Make white prove something. Eventually, white's going to try to get an outside pass pawn. Black could try to start trading pawns with A5. Black had chances to hold this, but just advancing F5 is a mistake. Okay. And now you go into a king and pawn inning that is lost. You're going to get zugzwanged right out of that pawn. You can't keep it. See, boom, and that's the game. Okay, good job for the master, playing a quick game and winning it. Let's see. Let me close this one. Okay, I don't know how many games are left. Once I get them all closed, I guess if there's any more left. Unless they ended, if there's still one playing, I'll be able to find it in the window. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, look. Rook takes bishop. What's that all about? It's going to put black a rook ahead. And what does white have for it? White's running out of time. Black's running out of time. My goodness. Okay, I have a lot of comments. Hey guys, I am making a video of the simul. I can't even spell. Making a video of the simul. Okay, so time is running out. Okay, let's see. Ooh. White's definitely busted. See, black won. Good job. I got my... Okay, what happened here? How did this come about? I said, okay, Queen F6. He played it. I was proud of him. Okay, he broke the pin. Now that pawn on H6 is pinned, so he backs it up and he's attacking the queen. I guess where's the queen go? H4, and the knight takes on G5. Yeah, it's just grim. It's grim for the master, unfortunately. Good job, Donnie Brasco. And, oh, ouch. Yeah. Well, you're going to get an analysis of the game, so good job. You can say far more than I did in this short video. Hopefully I can get some learning concepts in here. Okay, how many games are left? This one, let's see. There's, ooh. Wow. This has really gotten interesting. Looks like that pawn's going to promote on B8 before the pawn will on C2. Looks like white is winning, so the two bishops are going to prevail. C2, the queen starts. Well, you can take the rook. Let it and black can't queen. So black has to spend a tempo here to save his rook, and guess what? That queen starts checking, and black's in trouble. Okay, looks like this game ended. Okay, another king and pawn ending. What happened here? I missed this. Let's see. I did talk about this. I said, oh, king and pawn ending, and black wins. So white definitely shouldn't take on d6, but the alternative is to where are you going to put it? If you put it on b1, the rook or a1, and that's a horrible place. Black just has free reign attacking the white pawns. The game was winning for black. He does it with 38 seconds on his clock. Good job. Okay, so yeah. Oh, wait, I went a little too quick here. Didn't explain. Okay, let's explain the king and pawn ending. Okay, black is going to get a passed pawn on the c file. White's only chance is to play f3 and g4 and hope that black takes, so that eventually white can get a passed pawn on the h file. But there are a couple of problems with that. Mainly this this passed pawn that black's going to get, and okay, he does do what I say, except he can no longer take on g4 with a pawn. I mean, with the f pawn. He's taking with a pawn, but not with the f pawn. And now black is just forcing an outside pass pawn, and there's nothing white can do about it. He's going to have his king defend that pawn, and that just gives black free reign to go after the white pawns, and there it is. There's basically no hope. And black's kind of making it complicated here. Did white have a draw here? It's a good question. Let's see. If you take away these two pawns, the game is a draw with king f1. So maybe white draws this. King e2. Okay, king e2. No. No, it's not a draw. See, king e2, then king f4. King e2, king f4, and black's now threatening to take the pawn, and white would love it if it was black's move, but it isn't. It's white's move. So then when black takes on, or white has to move, and if he moves his king back, then the pawn just falls. And if he moves his king to d3 to stay on this pawn, then the king comes into f3. So and it escorts the pawn in. Whoops, we lost our game. Let's get it back. Come back here. No, that's not it. That's it. Okay. All right. We're back here. Now, good job. That's a nice technique. I think black made it a little more difficult on himself than he had to, but overall, not a bad job. Okay. So let's see. King there, king there. Gap C's winning it. Game over. Okay, so which game was this? I can close it. Good game for the master. Nice little win. Okay. Now this game ended in a draw. I thought he was losing. Or maybe it's just a mercy draw. What happened? Let's see. Looks like there's some analysis to it. Check. Back here. Check. Bishop e7. Queen a... White's up the exchange and two pawns. Well, mercy. Good job for Kevin. He's coming back. Check. Well, I'm not sure why it's a draw. I think white's winning, but for what it's worth, black. Oh wait, this is under attack. So let's see. White needs to play either queen g4 or rook g4 in this position. And I don't know why it's a draw. I think white's winning. What am I missing? Well, they called it a draw, so it's a draw. So let's close this game out. Good job holding. Very interesting game, both sides certainly had a lot of chances here, and there were a lot of tricks, so it was well played on both sides, I thought. And in a simul, unless you're super grandmaster, good luck in trying to do these. Okay, Paris Star, that's the one where, yeah, okay, that pawn promoted. We can close this one out in a second, see what else is left. Okay, rook takes, he makes the queen, he saved the rook, and I said now the queen starts checking, and ouch, there goes a pawn. And go ahead. If black shoves his pawn, white can just take it, or start checking again. Hey, see, he just took it. And now the point is, we're going to run the other pawn, and there's nothing black can do. Okay. Good game. Okay, Paris Star's closed down to 3 games, and looks like they're over. I just haven't had time to catch up. Okay, I think I did comment on this one. Or maybe I didn't. Let's see. This is the one where he sacked the bishop. Maybe I just didn't get enough time to finish it. Oh, there it is. We're picking up a rook. Ouch. Okay. So white had dubious compensation at best because he doesn't have any minor pieces to attack. And then after bishop b7, there goes that guy, and now there's a mate threat and a rook behind. Yeah, it was good job, Kamran Kazemi. Looks like the simul's over, unless I'm missing something. Let's see what's happened in Robbie's game. Game over. Robbie won by resignation. Okay, why is black resigning? Maybe white just wanted out, or black just wanted out. Black's not running out of time. I don't know why it ended in a draw. Game looks even to me. What am I missing? Maybe resigned the wrong game. I don't know. I've already said I can't count. Well, here the counting is done for me. I didn't even notice this. It says 17 to 17. They both captured 17 forces. It's black's move. Well, good game, Robbie, 1969. Okay, so that one's closed. I guess we're going to close this up here. Find out if he has another game. Okay, here he won this. Yeah, see, those pawns got too good. Okay, let me see if there's any more in the list. Of course, if the game's over, I would have missed it entirely, and I certainly apologize if I didn't get your game. I did the best I could here. First off, I want to thank Kevin Trujillo for giving this exhibition. He can certainly play a simul much better than I. I also and I thought your play was pretty good, and you certainly made it interesting for the members of our video lessons group, and for all those that played. Thanks for playing him. This is good practice for you. How often do you get to play somebody this good? And even though he has a handicap, and if you watch this video, you can see he's losing a few games that normally, face it, he would take care of most of us if we were playing him one-on-one. It gives you a chance to play a strong player who's not going to make too many mistakes, and that's what you need. You improve, as my program says, by playing stronger players. And I think all of the title players now have given us simul. Maybe one hasn't, but all of these get given one, and they will give more when they have time. I'll be giving mine when I have time, and I'm going to find some more title players. This is the best coach group we have at chess.com. I stand by that statement. It's only going to get better, and besides this group getting better, your chess is going to get better. That's what the whole aim is. And make friends with these guys. You know, they're professionals in a way. If they're entitled to, if you ever want to take lessons from them, they're entitled to some compensation. Great way to support them is to take a lesson, get what you can, learn what you can from the stronger players. Okay, and we'll just see what goes on from here. Okay, the video is an hour and 10 minutes. And I'm winded just trying to keep up with this guy. Very good game by all of you. I hope those that played in the simul learned something and enjoy this video too. All right, that's all for now. We'll be back soon. Take care. Bye.